Hey guys, got a couple of questions the last 24 hours asking me about the previous post, which I mentioned about doing 15 minutes of body maintenance drills every single day. Today I'm just going to show you a basic little plan that I have worked on today, and I'm doing this in between my clients. So I found 8 minutes in between the next session, and all I'm going to do is work on areas of my body where I need a little bit of attention today, because I suppose over the last couple of days I've built up a little bit of stiffness and I found myself standing up for long periods in my day, and overall I'm just trying to stay on top of my body and stretch out and just got to work on tight areas. So here I am going to use a couple of pieces of equipment, from a PVC pipe to a lacrosse ball to a foam roller. Along with that, I'm going to put my body into a couple of stretching positions and maybe work on a little bit of core work in between. So I'm using the PVC pipe here and I'm working on my calves and my ankles pretty much. And as you can see here, I am pretty much sitting on the PVC and I'm rolling forwards and back and down, putting a little bit of pressure on that PVC and mashing into my calves and ankles. I'm just going to roll forwards and down, just finding tight spots, and all I'm going to do is spend around 2 or 3 minutes in that. From there, I'm just going to use the lacrosse ball. Now again, you can use anything from a tennis ball to a hockey ball to even a golf ball. If you're a beginner, I'd probably recommend just focus on a little tennis ball. But as you build up a little bit of tolerance, you can probably just bring in a little bit of a stronger ball. So today I'm going to use a lacrosse ball, and all I'm doing here is working on my piriformis and my glutes. Now this is an area that I need to stay on top of every single day, because they just stiffen up and they get a little bit inactive. So I generally just spend about a minute on each side, just mashing into the piriformis, which is located on the side of the glute, and just find tight spots and just find little knots. I'm just going to roll about around 20 times, and then once you feel that tight area, you can even just sit on it and put a little bit of pressure onto it. But again, if you have a little bit of low back pain, try and do this one every single day and just stay on top of it. I've wrote an article on low back pain before, and 80%, 8 in every 10 people suffer from low back pain. So all I'm doing here is going to use the trigger point foam roller, and the reason why I'm just stretching or foam rolling the quads is because I was out running yesterday up in the trails, and the quads is a little bit tight and tender. So I'm just basically just finding tight areas. Again, you don't need to spend 15-20 minutes in the foam roller. All I'm literally doing here is like 20 rolls on the tight spots and just staying on top. And again, I'm just changing the angle of the quad. So as you can see, I'm going central, I'm hitting inside, and I'm also hitting outside. Foam roller, just jump on it. Don't need to spend too much time on it. Again, I'm going to cover the low back, because again, it's a little bit tight and tender. I'm going to do about 10 to 15 rolls in the low back. Make my way up to my thoracic spine, which is upper back, and I'm trying to force them arms forwards and back all the way over to the belly button. And again, a little bit of lat there because I'm a little bit tight. So, and then from there, I'm just going to do a bit of a hamstring stretch. The goal here is to try and find my toes and just pulse through it. You'd be surprised the amount of people that have tight hamstrings, and it's probably the number one area once I assess new clients on, is the number one area that I feel a lot of people are quite tight on. So their hamstrings, their hips, and their glutes and hip flexors are generally the tight areas, but hamstrings are the ones that always seem to flare up. So from there, I'm going to move into a little bit of body movement. So I'm going to work my way down into almost a little bit of yoga work. So low back stretch here. Just feel around the low back, bring the chest into the knees. I'm always focused on my breathing as I'm doing this, inhale and exhaling. I'm going to kick the right foot out. Again, this is a great one for the hip. Notice the way the hip has gone below the knee joint, and I'm just feeling around that area, bringing in a little bit of thoracic work again. Maybe go for 7 or 8 pulses across the body, and again, that's a really good one. Into a little bit of a hamstring stretch. So I'm going to point the toe, keep the back knee off the floor, into a downward dog, and forcing the head through the shoulders. And as you can see here, I'm trying to keep my heels planted, so it's another good one for the ankles and the calves. Back into low back stretch. Going to continue the breathing into downward dog, forcing the head through the shoulders, again focusing on the ankles. And just the same thing there, I'm just going to do the opposite leg here. The left hip is gone below the left knee. I'm just feeling the area, trying to get deeper into the stretch. I'm just doing the opposite side, just open up the body. Again, listen to the breathing. Back into downward dog, pulsing again. And this is just a little bit of flow work. I'm just basically going by feel here on generally where the areas I feel I need work today. Just going to spend a little bit of time at the bottom of the squat. Again, people need to do this a lot more in their day, because if you can spend time at the bottom of the squat and just do a little bit of thoracic work, it's generally going to help you out a lot of the time. It's just good for hip mobility, and the reason why I'm opening up here is to open my upper back, which is thoracic spine work too. I'm just going to continue on to a little bit of low back work, and then I'm going to work on my piriformis, which are my glutes. This is another area that I feel I need to work on every single day, and I'm just pulsing through the movements. So the right side, you can see here, isn't too bad. So the right knee is pretty much getting close to the floor. But you'll notice now when I go into the left side, when I do change my leg, it's actually a tighter side for me. I'm just going to kick the heel back there and trying to bring my body as close as I can to the floor. And then what I'll do here now is just change the leg. And notice you'll see straight away the left knee is not getting nearer to the floor than the right side. So this is a tighter side for me. And it's an area I always need to stay on top of. And again, once I've done that, I'm just going to kick the ankle back closer to my groin and just find a stretch, a little bit of deeper movement. And then the final bit here is I'm just going to work a little bit on core work. So it's just a very simple bracing move. It's almost like a hollow hold. The toes are pointed. The main focus here is I'm tucking my tummy down and back, so I have no arch in the low back, and I'm just going to pulse and ride through the movement for about 30 seconds or so. Again, if you can just focus on doing a little bit of core work every single day, it's going to help you in the long run. So that's just a couple of movements I've been doing, folks, today. You can definitely find time for some body maintenance drills. If you need any help or any tips on any of your body maintenance drills, give me a shout and I can assess you. Thanks for watching.